Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 38, Elliot Lee's number.
You didn't know then for a minute, did you, what episode it was?
No, I didn't.
No.
I don't know why I said Elliot Lee's number either. It's just whatever, let's get on with it.
So we'll start with the Oldham game.
Cracker.
From Saturday. Yes, very good.
It's good.
Before we get into the game, no spot in the squad again for Luke Young.
My heart breaks.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't even know what to say.
Well, there was a lot of, when they first left him out, a lot of people said, but he's on a certain number of yellow cards. Yeah. The window for, we don't want him missing games, so they've left him out to make sure he doesn't pick up another one, and he's not suspended for some of the games that are coming up. But he's never come back, has he? He's been on the bench, I think, once, but he's not there again. My question for you, and I know you're going to look at this with rose-tinted glasses. Although, is there a space for him in that midfield at the moment?
I hate to say it, but I'm not sure.
No?
No. I mean, I'd love there to be. I just don't know. I just think, I don't know. I can't even, I don't know. Honestly, I'm really gutted about it.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought I would ever get gutted about a player not playing.
Yeah.
But for me, Luke Young has been a constant.
Yes.
Since I...
Captain?
Exactly. Since I came in, since I started, religiously watching the games. And yeah, it's just really sad for me. I feel like I'm going to cry. Honestly, I'm so emotional about it.
It's a strange one, isn't it? Because if you'd have gone 6 months back and you'd have said that midfield doesn't exist without Luke Young, and then at the moment, you watch that midfield playing together. You got Cannon, you got Lee, and then you got maybe James Jones. O'Connor's come back, and then you go, "Oh, that midfield's really good." And then you go, "Well, where does he fit in?" And I don't think it's, Luke Young's a workhorse, and he will not stop running. Although that being said, the midfield functions really well as it is at the moment. So I don't know if there's a place for him anymore. I genuinely don't. It's so hard. I'm not saying there's not a place for him in the squad. I'm just not sure there's a place for him in that starting midfield.
I am kind of emotional talking about it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so weird, like how emotional I'm getting. Like, I've actually, look, tears in my eyes. It's just mental. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's a weird one. It's a weird, and it's hard to make a case for it. I think with how well we are bossing games at the moment, it's a weird one. We'll move on before you're in floods of tears. Dalby also came in for Palmer.
Yeah,
He's
for me,
coming on, isn't he?
I think that Palmer is has kind of possibly made the decision himself to kind of start taking a step back, because he's getting to that age now where,
He's not that old.
He's older. He's like retirement age, for football, isn't he?
Not really, not yet. He's got a couple of years in him, I'd say.
All right, but he's obviously, or Parky's obviously given Dalby the chance to, finally replace.
Taking his chance though, isn't he? He's playing really well.
He is playing really well. I think Dalby is a brilliant player.
So they're both fit. So Palmer's fit, Dalby's fit, Mullins fit.
Was Palmer on the bench yesterday?
He was.
Saturday?
Yeah. He had a bit of strapping on his thigh yesterday.
That might be why then.
It may be, but so you got Dalby, you got Mullin, you got Billy Waters. He wasn't in the squad yesterday, but again that'll be a fitness thing, making sure he's at the right level before we throw him in.
He might not even come until next season.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll play some sort of part. But so you got them. Who starts? Who's your front two for you?
Dalby and Mullin, I think.
Yeah.
Going by yesterday's game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep saying yesterday.
Saturday.
I just think, they're don't get me wrong, I still think Mullen and Palmer have got this like bromance, and they are great together on the pitch. But I just think Dalbs is, I don't know, he's just, like we said last week, he's just got that edge. And I don't know what the edge is, but he's just got it. He's
coming on, isn't he? He's definitely coming on. I think Palmer's stronger than him. I think he's got more strength.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I would say Palmer probably edges it with holding the ball up. For that sort of style of forward, holding the ball up, and he does that very well.
Yeah.
Although for ball control and sort of touch and pass, I think Dalby's definitely got that. And I think the only thing...
Can we not, like...
merge them?
Create
I think the only thing Dalby had to improve on was his goal scoring, which he's starting to do, and he's starting to get goals.
Do you know how many he's scored this season?
I think it's 9.
Is it? That's not
maybe.
Considering he's not played he's not been on the starting 11 every game.
If you look at a lot of other teams, sort of mid-table teams, maybe a little bit lower down, their top scorers are scoring 9. We talked about Lionel John Lewis for York. He scored 9. He's their top scorer. There's, I think, Fondop, who was Oldham's top scorer.
Yeah.
He scored 9. So I think he's in, we're trying to, sometimes it's hard to play in a big team like this where you're going, he's only scored 9. But you've got someone like Mullen who scored 30 odd. You know what I mean? So you're comparing it to that. But when you start looking round at other teams, it's not a bad return.
Mullen's like a what's
freak.
The word? Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's an
freak of nature.
It's an anomaly, isn't it?
That's the word. Yeah,
it's the top teams
Mullen's
who have these big scorers. Yeah. Everyone else is generally around the 9, 10, 11, 12 sort of mark.
So really. He's in the grand scheme of things, Dalby is doing well,
doing very well. So I think all in all, it was a very good game.
The 3 goals at the beginning, the 3 disallowed goals, was just mental.
Because we had one where their defender pushed their keeper over and they got a free kick. And I wasn't sure if that was for kicking it out of the keeper's hands or anything like that. Oh, by the way, Wrexham player, some highlights would be nice. I had to watch them on BT Sport last night because they're not on Wrexham.
I think they've literally just come out this morning.
Oh, so when this podcast goes out, I'm talking a load of rubbish then, aren't I? Never mind. Anyway, let's move on. So I think he'd sort of, he kicked it out of the... keep his hands maybe. If he'd give it for the push, it's ridiculous. We had the quick free kick that Tunnicliffe scored. And then again, the ref was like, no, you've taken that too quick. And it was like, God, I thought it's going to be one of these days where we're scoring all these goals that had been disallowed. But then Mullen hit the bar with a free kick, and O'Connell nodded it in. Very nice controlled header.
Yeah.
Second goal for the club. And it just got us going, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I think we
needed it.
Yeah, we did. And I think we were very much in control.
Not saying that Oldham were dominating us, because they absolutely weren't. But no. I just think it's always nice to get that early goal, especially before half time. Yeah. Because, it kind of did. Do you know what? Saturday was such a blur.
You're going to ask me how many we scored in the first half.
We scored 1, didn't we?
2.
We did score 2.
We did.
It's honestly, it's just such a blur, I can't remember. But yeah, so even better, we scored 2 before half time. And
yes.
It was,
so Mullin scored his second on about 34 minutes, I think. So that was Elliot Lee's free kick, crossed it in, Mullin header right in the corner.
That was so seamless. It was just like, whatever.
It is. But I think yesterday, I think that was one of our best performances. We looked really good yesterday. It's a good time to be coming into form, but we look good. We definitely look good.
You know what? It's hard to say, because I think we've been, our form's been quite good in the last few games, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've never come away from a game.
Well,
I've never come away from a game thinking, oh my God, we could have done better. Because obviously we've won, but it's, like you said, would you rather win playing boring,
yeah,
and I don't think I think we've won
playing well,
and I think it's great.
Yeah, but our home record is played 20, won 19, drawn 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get much better than that.
is anybody else
apart from winning that one game that we drew. It's you know.
We didn't lose it though. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, we're unbeaten at home this season. So, I mean, Lee and Cannon. Let's talk about them. Because we obviously mentioned Luke Young. They absolutely dominated that midfield yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, you picked out Andy Cannon. You've picked out Andy Cannon a few times,
I think
haven't
he's
you?
proper coming into his own at the moment.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
really, really good. He is the championship player that we bought.
Yes, I would say
Yeah.
so. And I think he looked superb yesterday. We'll come on to Elliot Lee in a minute because he was another level. But I think he is definitely... I think the first couple of games, people were like, why have we got him? But
I think he was gelling with them, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and finding his place.
Definitely. And I think he has 100% found his place. He is obviously a player who could win the National League for the second year in a row, having won it with Stockport last year. I think a very shrewd buy from what we've seen over the last few weeks. So, just a quick one. That midfield now. So who starts in that midfield? So you've got JJ, you've got Elliot Lee, you've got Jordan Davis, you've got Andy Cannon, you've got Luke Young, you've got Tom O'Connor. I know the list is just ridiculous.
I think for ease,
yeah.
I think the guys that started yesterday. I think.
Okay, so you're
with the subs as they were yesterday as well at the time. I just think that it's difficult, isn't it? Because we've got we keep talking about strength and depth. It's just like
it's ridiculous.
It is. I don't think any other team, even in the Premier League, have got like the strength and depth that we've got.
So do you play Cannon over O'Connor? Is that what you're saying? Or do you play JJ over O'Connor? Or do you... Oh, you've got Jordan Davis as well. Did I mention Jordan Davis?
I don't know. It's so difficult.
Awkward,
to be honest, whoever you start is going to be a good midfield.
I think so.
So,
for me, I asked this question. I don't even know the answer myself. For me, I think it's got to be Cannon or Lee. Cannon and Lee. And then... LeCannon, and then you've maybe JJ was good yesterday, but then how do you leave Tom O'Connor on the bench? I don't know. Let's move on because
it'd be interesting to find out what you guys think. So so let us know what you think. Who would your midfield starters be?
I've pickled my own head now because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know where we go. But what a nice problem to have. We're sitting here going, well, this is ridiculous because everyone's really good. It's so much nicer.
Put it this way, we didn't have this problem last season. It was more of a stressful... Well, we had this problem last season, probably.
Yeah, but maybe
it was a bit more of a stressful problem to have rather than a nice problem to have this season.
Yeah.
So
probably. Elliot Lee had a chance to make it 3-0, didn't he?
He did.
So we had a little cut back. He had a side foot which he put over the bar. I think it was at that point I turned to you and go, the score in this could be anything.
You did, yeah.
Because we were overrunning them in every part of the pitch. Like we said, Cannon and Lee were just dominating that whole midfield.
Yeah.
They were giving JJ a bit of freedom just to go and chase stuff down all over the place because Cannon's very much one of them midfielders that sits there in the middle and does his little thing. It allows JJ to then go and chase everything down and close people down. And that also allows Elliot Lee to do what he does, wandering all over the pitch. He had a chance. It could have been anything, I think, at half-time. But...
I know what you're going to say now. You're going to talk about the goal that they scored literally just before half-time.
It let him back in, didn't it? And don't get me wrong, it was a very good header. It was a great header. Ben Foster didn't move. He literally didn't move. It was a bullet header from, not close in either. It was from quite far out. It was a soft free kick to give away. Mullin was complaining it wasn't a free kick. It was, but it was just a very soft one to give away. We didn't defend it particularly well. not a huge stress about that. I don't think it was just one of them. It was a very good leap. It was a very good header.
It just would have been nice going into half time with a 2-0.
It would have. And but I think that sometimes it's nice to just have a gentle reminder that you're not just going to walk away with this. You're going to have to put a little bit of effort in.
Yeah.
You know, they're not just rolling over for us here. They've come because they want to get something out of the game. I mean, the amount of fans they brought proved that they felt, hang on, we played these at our place and we were 5 minutes away from beating them. You know what I mean? So they've come with the hope of taking something from this game.
Just about the fans,
Yeah.
I don't think, and I may be biased,
Yeah.
because obviously I'm a Wrexham fan, but I don't think they were as vocal as we were when we went to their ground.
It's such a hard thing to say that, because
No, it's not. I just said it.
in the first 10 minutes of that game, I turned to you. No, it was before the game. They were very vocal before the game, the Oldham fans. And I think I turned to you, or it might have been my dad, and I said we could do with an early goal to shut them up.
It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were loud, and you know, a big loud vocal away following can sometimes spur teams on and make them play better than they actually were. And you know, and I think it's good to dampen that away support. But you say that, you know, they weren't as vocal as we were when we went to Oldham.
That might be because we were in
the middle of it, so it's very hard to work out if that was the case or not. I thought there was a decent away following from them, you know, for a club that is mid-table. And I always think it's a bit of a waste. Do you know where they were? You got the bottom tier, which was completely empty with the flags. Now, I dare say Oldham could have sold that bottom tier.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe that was because of the trouble that happened when we went to Oldham and all the kickoffs and all the fights and stuff, that maybe the safety advisory group said, let's not have loads of them here because of all that? Do you think maybe that was one of the issues?
Yeah, maybe. And I've not heard of any issues
from yesterday.
From Saturday.
From Saturday. No, me either.
Although I did read actually Saturday before the game, that some more people, Wrexham fans, I believe, have been arrested in regards to that away game.
God, they've taken their time with that.
6 months, is it? Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Although that could have been an April Fool's, I don't know. Anything that was done yesterday,
I know,
on
yeah,
that
it's
could have
all
been an
over
April
the shop,
Fool's.
wasn't it, yesterday? Second half.
Yes.
Elliot Lee.
Wildy.
He did. He scored.
It was a wildy.
He scored an absolute screamer. I've seen it from a couple of angles. Very good.
It was good.
Very good. And I like the fact that he works so hard. And I think he's obviously got goals in him. You know, he does score, but recently he's starting to, you know, drip feed these goals into games. And I think...
But he always does them from not just right there on the goal line.
No.
It's literally really...
It was very similar to a goal he scored a few weeks ago. Similar sort of angle, right in the top corner, absolute beauty. And, his
dad obviously definitely has rubbed off on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to enjoy watching his dad play. He's a good player, his dad.
He's definitely got football in the blood, I think. Well, his brother plays as well, doesn't he?
I don't know, you know.
I'm sure he does.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Who knows?
So Barnett missed a sitter. What does that mean?
You're reading my notes.
Just read your notes there. Barnett missed a sitter. No idea what that means.
So, a sitter is a nice, easy chance.
Okay.
So, it was the one where the ball came out to him, and all he had to do was put it in one side, and he just put it past the post. I don't know if you remember. No, you don't remember. But yeah, so he missed quite an easy chance. A sitter. That is what you call a sitter.
See, every day's a school day for me, isn't it?
He missed a sitter. Yeah, that's what you say. So yeah, he missed a chance. And then, but what do you think of Barnett yesterday, by the way? Sorry, I skimmed it.
Again.
Good.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely
Man played good.
Definitely a good signing. I think he's you know, he's coming into his own. I mean, how long's he been with the club? How many games has he played with us?
Weeks rather than months, isn't it?
Yeah, so, you know, this is what I love about, you know, Parky and him bringing all these players in. It's like he's got this intuition that he knows that these guys are going to gel really well together, and they do. I mean, it could take, you know, it may take a game or so for them to be like proper gelled, but I just think he's got this like premonition. He goes, Ryan Bennett, Barnett, even Bennett. Who's Bennett?
That's his job, though, isn't it?
It is. No, but I know it is. But it's, you know, kudos to him. He's like,
yeah.
He is a you know, a lot of people disagreed at the beginning of the season or last season. Oh, you know, get Parky out. You know, all the Karens out there. But I just think now that everybody loves Parky because he's making the right decisions. You know, there's a reason why he was doing what he was doing at the beginning of the season and last season. And I just think it's all coming together now. And I just think, I love you, Parky.
Yeah, it's a big advocate for giving the manager time as well, I think, you know, because we had a lot of, you know, early part of last season, you know, the results weren't really going our way. Things started to come together. We didn't have the strength and depth last season. It tailed away a little bit towards the end of the season, but this season it's just, you know, again, the season didn't start great. 1-1, lost 1, draw 1 at the start of the season.
But you'd rather that at the beginning of the season rather than now.
And then since then, we've literally kicked on.
I saw something on Twitter, I think it was, that Parky had said that he is willing to put, you know, clocking up the miles to go and, like, you know, because I'm assuming... well, I know that they do because obviously we know Lee Jones is like a person that goes around looking for a scout. That's the word. But he's like willing to go and do that himself. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's willing to do that himself and, you know, clock up the miles and stuff like that
scouts. Too. Yeah, but
he's doing it himself as well. He's, you know, he's getting out there.
What Parky does, so you'll have a scout who scouts around for players, for, you know, for different players, right? We need this position, that position. That's a scout. What Parky does, Parky's looking at future opposition. So when he has a chance, that's what a manager will do. So if he is, so say for example, if there's games on a Tuesday and you're not playing, right? Who have we got coming up in the next couple of games? Parky will go and watch them. Whereas a scout will permanently go.
Does he get a free ticket? Does he have to pay to go and see? Because they're all sold out. But
do you know what? It's a question. It's funny you should ask that. It's a question I've always.
He like got like a cap and like a detective coat on and his little magnifying glass.
You know, as a club, would you be so going? I don't want you.
Yeah,
I'm not giving you a ticket. Yeah, odd one. Yeah, but yeah.
Be interesting to know.
So the fourth one, which was Mullin. That started.
Hat trick.
No. The fifth one was his hat-trick.
Of course it was.
Yeah, the fourth one was that great little bit of skill from O'Connell at the back, worked it through the team, assist from Barnett. I think he got 2 assists on Saturday. And it was Mullin's header. Great, happy days, 4-1. You know, and we really pushed on. Then we got Tom O'Connor.
Yeah, it's good to see him back on.
It's good to see him back. But bloody hell, it's a nightmare, isn't it? As we've already discussed. You know, when you've got...
So who did they take off? They took off...
Cannon?
Cannon, that's it. Yeah, Cannon for him.
So Cannon they're quite similar, O'Connor and Cannon. So they're very much a player who will sit in the middle and they will control and dictate play. You notice it, I think, a bit more with Cannon. O'Connor does it in a very subtle way. And you don't always notice. He seems very ploddy. Tom O'Connor. He seems like he doesn't run a lot. He's just here, he's there, and he floats about.
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
But he does what he does very well. So it's great to see him back. I'm very happy about that. And we had a little red card.
Oh,
good.
O'Connell. I'm glad he got, but O'Connell.
He was angry.
We
weren't sure. We heard the elbow.
You said this to Alfie. Oh yeah, you heard it. I was like, what?
Yeah, I did.
But I am deaf, so
I heard. You know, you saw it, heard it as well.
It was quite close to us, to be fair.
So O'Connell went down, jumped up, very not happy at all.
Yeah.
He got the red card. We were sort of discussing this because it's one of them things that when you go up for a header, you tend to use your arms as elevation. And I wanted to see it again before I sort of made any comments about it. As it turned out, they were stood flat on the ground. So he hadn't used his arms to elevate himself with the jump. He'd literally just swung an elbow at him. So it was the right choice, a red card. One of the only things the ref got right during the day, I would say, because I think he was pretty poor. Again,
you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing.
I'm not going to talk about the refs.
No, the refs are rubbish. We all know that. Let's just move on.
It's boring.
Yeah, I just hope that they're better in League Two because
surely you'd think, wouldn't you? The more you go up the league.
To be honest, I think every league that you're in, I think there's always going to be a bit of a, if they're awarding stuff to the other team, you're going to be like, oh, you don't know what you're doing, ref.
Yeah.
So as refs go, I think they probably are going to be better in League Two.
So the Wrexham reject got a red card anyway.
Wrexham reject.
There's quite a few. There's a few of them though dotted around that team.
I totally forgot about Rooney.
Yeah. You got Rooney. You got Tollett. Yeah. You got Fondop. I'm sure there's someone else I can't remember as well. But I think Unsworth was quite honest with his interview. I think he, after the game, and I think he sort of said, look, they're very good. They can literally do what they did to us today to anybody in this league. And I think he's probably right.
Do you think
I think on our day, we could literally do what we did on Saturday to anybody.
Do you know what? It's weird, right? And it probably, if, say Oldham were top of the table and, they were gunning for promotion like us. I probably would be as nervous, but I think the Notts County game is, from every single game that we've played this season, I think that one is the game that I'm gonna feel sick about on the day.
Yeah, probably. Just to close off the Oldham game, so Mullin got his hat-trick. Brilliant finish as well. That was another one that was right in the top.
Did you see Mullin? He made me laugh, right? And we were watching it again when we were watching on the BBC highlights last night.
BT Sport.
Was it BT Sport, was it?
Yeah, it's not on BBC.
Oh, I don't know. It was just whatever. It was on something.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he got his hat-trick, and usually he runs to the crowd, but he literally just tapped it in, and he was just like, yeah. He's just like, yeah, I just did that. I just got my hat-trick. How many hat-trick is that now?
I was trying to work that out. I can remember 1, 2, 3. I think that's maybe 5 this season. One of them was against Farnborough. Maybe it's 4 or 5. I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
I'm just going to pick my bottle up.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we're on 100 points now, which is amazing considering we've still got...
According to Alfie, we're on 101. I don't even know where he got that information.
No, me.
But yeah,
we're on 100 points.
We are.
Trevor got in touch, said that was a dominant performance. That was as dominant a performance as I've seen. Defence was solid, midfield creative, wing play skillful and quick, and the front two a handful as ever. Great time to change up a gear with Notts County on the way, which I completely agree.
Man of the match.
Man of the match. So that went to Elliot Lee.
It did. Well deserved.
It was absolutely well deserved. We picked him out. Do you know the problem I've got with man of the match, though? Is giving somebody man of the match when somebody else has scored a hat-trick. I do feel a little bit dirty about doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, whether we...
Do you know what I mean? You scored a hat-trick and the man of the match goes to somebody else.
No, I think Elliot Lee did. As much as he got the ball, so...
Yeah, 100%.
He got this little hat-trick in a little glass box. He got the ball, so...
I agree. It just sometimes feels a little bit wrong that somebody gets man. Elliot Lee deserved it. I'm not saying that, but
Robert Hughes got in touch about man of the match. Sorry, sorry.
Let's move you on.
It could have been a few man of the matches today. Thought 1 to 11 were outstanding. O'Connor was brilliant. Jones and Cannon run the midfield, taking each game as it comes. But I'm starting to believe. You're starting to believe now.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Really?
Yeah, I think yesterday. Think back to last season where we started dropping points, a little bit of panic set in. Will we do it? And, a few injuries. This season, it's just looking like it's all fitting into place.
I hope so.
Really well.
I hope so.
Jamie Bison?
I would say Bison.
Yeah. He said he was pretty special today. That was about Elliot Lee. And
was.
Kelly Morrison said, my God, I love that man.
With a red heart and a white heart.
Yes. Elliot Lee was special.
He was special.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who would say he didn't deserve that yesterday.
No, he did.
He was excellent. He was everywhere. His work rate is exceptional.
Like I put on the post on Twitter and all that yesterday on Saturday about man of the match. I put on there that he literally keeps on going even when he's on the ground. His little legs are still going. Yeah, trying to get that ball. He's trying to tackle, and I just think that just shows the dedication and the professionalism. Yeah,
definitely. Because he was down at one point, wasn't he, on the floor? Yeah. And he managed to scoot the ball, turn it round, got up and ran with it. And he's done that
in a few games. Yeah. He's brilliant. So next Friday, Good Friday.
So Good Friday, the 7th of April.
We're going to Halifax.
We are going to Halifax.
I'm quite excited about this because it's it feels like ages since when was the last home away game we went to?
Sheffield United was the last away day that we did. We've done a few this season, but that's the last one. It has been a while. You're not wrong. So we're playing them at 3 p.m. at the Shea. We beat them 3-1 at home on the 25th of October. On Saturday, they beat Altrincham 3-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw, and that was the FA Trophy.
I was going to say that was the FA Trophy. That wasn't a league game, was it?
It was the FA Trophy semi-final, so Halifax are in the final.
A lot of people are saying that Altrincham were robbed.
Were they? I haven't looked, to be honest. I haven't watched it. But so they're in the final. Congratulations to Halifax, and congratulations to Gateshead as well, who also made it to the final. That was also a draw, and that also went to penalties as well. I
think it's difficult when a game goes to penalties. It's like
literally a roll of the dice, then, isn't it?
Yeah. No matter how much you've played, well during the game, it comes to penalties, anybody's game, isn't it?
So their previous 3, they've won 1, drawn 1, lost 1 in the league. 1, drawn 1, lost 1.
Try saying that a few times in a row.
I know. They're an odd team, Halifax. So they're on 46 points from 38 games. Mm-hmm. And they're currently 15th. Last season, after 38 games, they were on 74 points, which is a massive drop-off. They are 28 points worse off this season than they were at this time last season. There was a point, I think, I'm trying to remember back. So I'm very good at compartmentalising stuff. So when a season's done, put it in the box, put it to one side, and just try and forget about it. I'm sure there was a point in the season when it was all about Wrexham and Stockport. Wrexham and Stockport, who's going to win the league? Stockport. But there was a point when people started going, Halifax could win this. Because of the points, and the games that were left. They were like, if Halifax won all of their games, they could actually win the league. And that was, genuinely, that's where they were last season. They've tailed off massively. The manager left. Billy Waters obviously left as well.
Where did he go?
Billy Waters?
Yeah.
No.
I'm being
not from Halifax, he didn't. No, he went to Barrow, didn't he?
Oh, right.
With the manager, and then he's come to us, yes.
Oh, my sarcasm wasn't very good there, was it?
Not really.
It wasn't very well contexted.
No. So, yeah, they're in the end, but they tailed off towards the end of last season. They finished 4th in the end.
Not bad, not too shabby.
It's not, but their dip in form came at the wrong time for them. So they lost in the playoffs to Grimsby. I'm going to say Grimsby. I think it was Grimsby, actually.
Did we lose the playoffs?
Or was it Chesterfield? It was one of them. I can't remember.
It was one of those teams.
Shouldn't have brought it up. Forget it. Scrub that from the records. I can't remember who it was. And their top scorer is who?
I was hoping that you were going to say this. Di Suave. Di Suave.
I say that this is another name, and I apologise to the guy. It's a name that I say different every time I say it. It's like a gift. Dia Surway? Dia Surway.
Suave. I think it's De Suave.
I don't think you say it.
De Suave.
I think it's a silent V. Dia Surway.
Okay.
I think, maybe. He scored 9. Okay. There we go. We're talking 9 goals again. He's another one. Do you know who he is, Dia Surway?
He plays for Halifax.
He does indeed. Well done.
He scored 9 goals this season.
He has. So he scored against us when we beat them at the racecourse. He scored a penalty. So if you remember, they scored a penalty in the first half. And I think we beat them 3-1. I think we scored all of our goals in the second half. Can't remember. Anyway, so he scored against us then. Do you know the last time before that he scored against us?
Never.
No, he did. He was playing for Grimsby the season before. He scored in the playoff semi-final against us. Yes, he did. Disgusting man. No, only joking. But yeah,
disgusting man.
So what are we thinking? We beat them away last season.
Yeah.
Mullin scored a very late winner at the show.
No, I'm done with late winners now.
It's fun though, isn't it?
No.
See, it's one of them. I normally would say, 95th minute winner. Oh,
it's too stressful.
Oh,
at this time of the season, it's too stressful.
The feeling of a 95th minute winner is superb. Although, like you just said, at this point in the season, let's go 5-0 up in the first 20 minutes. That'll do me then.
We just go home then.
I want to enjoy the running. I don't want to have some sort of anxiety attack during every game. You know,
so I've got some good tablets for that. It's all right.
So yeah, I think it's I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
What's your predictions then for the game on Friday?
I don't know.
All right, well I'll go first.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna go. 4-0.
4-0. I don't know. Can I tell you later?
No. Well, you can, but
I will say.
Tell me after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I predict.
I'm gonna go for 2-0. 2-0 Wrexham. I'll take. To be honest, it's one of them. I know we do predictions and stuff. I don't care anymore. Anything, just any win, please. That'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go 2-0 anyway. That's mine.
So we've had some podcast news.
Whoa, let's not skip ahead.
We had what?
Let's not skip ahead.
God, I forgot about Notts County.
Did you? How? We've got 2 games.
I think I just want to blank it out of my mind.
So we've got 2 games coming up. So we've got Good Friday and we've got Easter Monday. Is that what you call them? Good Friday, Easter Monday?
If you're religious, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, they're good.
It's just time off work.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. So Good Friday, Easter Monday. So we've got Halifax on the Friday, and on Easter Monday we have
dun dun dun.
Notts County. So
petrified.
Are you?
Yeah.
We talked about Notts County. We said, is it the be all and end all? So what's your thoughts on the game now? Is it the be all and end all? No.
Because we could be. I mean, I'm not. When's Notts? Is our game with Notts County their next game, or have they got a game on?
No, they got a game on the Friday.
Have they?
Yes.
So, well, whatever. If we win,
they're playing Wealdstone at home.
How did they fare at home with us?
Wealdstone are 8th at the moment, so they're doing all right. They're quite tricky to break down. We drew 0-0 away to them.
That'd be nice if they did that.
Notts County aren't away; they're at home.
Oh, boo.
But yeah, it's I don't know. But I think you can't really use the term potential banana skin, because I think at this point in the season, I think everybody's a potential banana skin. I think you're looking at teams like Dorking, who won 2-0 on Saturday away to someone.
Dagenham Redbridge.
Dagenham, yeah. So that, well done. Good claw back there.
I only remember that because I'm shocked, because Dagenham Redbridge.
So Dorking won away at Dagenham. Torquay won on Saturday. I mean, it was just, people are starting to win games that you maybe think were dead and buried. And, all of a sudden, teams that are down there are starting to win, which, as you go through your footballing life, watching football, this is what happens. At the end of the season, the teams that have done nothing all year, all of a sudden awaken.
Is it enough time though to make
they're
a
just
difference?
fighting for their survival, which is why you don't really want to be leaving, sort of winning the league to the last game against Torquay. Can you imagine? They need that to stay up, and we need it to win the league. I mean, that's a tough day. That is. Anyway, Notts County. What we're talking about Torquay for?
So the last game they played was on the 28th.
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday the 28th. And they won 2-0 versus Altrincham.
Yeah, very much just a business-like performance.
Yeah.
Turn up, 2-0, move on.
So their previous 5 before Altrincham,
Yeah.
won 3, drawn 2.
Yes, yeah. So they're pretty steady. Dropped a couple of points. Yeah, I don't know. They beat us 1-0 in October. Obviously, that was Langstaff who scored that one.
Oh, was it?
To be fair, though, we had chances in that game. Ollie had a couple of chances. Paul had 1 or 2 chances. And I think it was one that they will look back at and be disappointed with, because we certainly had chances to take points from that game. Even if it was just 1, we definitely had chances to do that. But, it's one of them.
Do you think, who's Parky starting on Easter Monday?
Where? The whole team?
No, I don't know. I mean, would you make any changes from Saturday's game?
Depends what happens on Friday, I suppose, really. I don't think so. I think the one, your back 3, I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy with the back 3 the way it is. Wing backs, I'm happy with the wing backs. I think the only places that you may be switching it up is a case of, is it Dalby or Palmer? The other one is your midfield 3. Is it Cannon-Lee, or does Cannon-Lee and JJ, or does O'Connor come back into that mix? For a bit of experience and metal, do you put Luke Young in? Yeah, it's one of them. It's hard to work out.
Do you think, though, that all the guys in the team, like the guys that are benched at the moment, do you think they're all like, I'd love to play against Notts County. I'd love to.
Yeah, but that's what you want, innit? You want a bit of hunger in there to go, I want to play in the big games.
It'd be interesting to see who he plays.
We've got some big game players, and I think, for me, maybe the Notts County game, you'd maybe fancy Ollie over Sam in that one. Because he's just more awkward to play against Ollie. And I think maybe just to ruffle a few feathers, you start with Ollie maybe and bring Sam in later on. I don't know.
We shall see.
So they got last season. They had 73 points from 41 games. They are currently 97 points from 41 games, which is ridiculous. That team with 97 points isn't even top in the league.
Was Langstaff there last season?
He was not. No. So they're 24 points better off. No, he came from Gateshead.
I bet Gateshead had got it.
No, Gateshead. Yes, Gateshead, yeah. So Macaulay Langstaff and Kedwin Scott were the front 2 for Gateshead. Notts County went and bought them both from them. And
Where did Notts County finish last season then?
Where did they finish the season? They finished 4th, 5th, 3rd.
Around there. One of the numbers.
Yeah, so they're obviously they're having a much better season than they were last season.
And obviously, what a shock and horror. Langstaff's their top scorer with 40 goals.
There's a bit of confusion about this.
Is there?
Yes, in the sense of a lot of people are saying 40, a lot of people are saying 39. Right, so I'm pretty sure it's 40, but don't jump on me if it's not 40, because it's very much an even split. People going, it's 39, and some people saying it's 40. So I couldn't be bothered counting him. He's around there anyway.
Mullen is catching up with him though.
He is, but
I don't think he's going to catch up with him.
I think it's a big ask. I think he's Mullen's 6 behind him with 6 to play.
Yeah.
Like I said.
If Notts County weren't playing another game now,
maybe
he would smash it. But
I think so.
Prediction.
Oh yeah, prediction.
I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1.
Obviously 2-1 to us.
I'm gonna go rogue. I'm gonna go rogue.
Yeah?
70-0.
70-0.
No.
That's definitely rogue.
I'm gonna go 3-2.
Okay.
Is that rogue?
No.
Not really.
No.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I'm gonna go 3-2 Wrexham.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Or 1-0.
No.
Or 7-5. Or
6-5.
something, I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go 3-2.
Okay.
3-2.
Cool.
I think you're very much struggling to stop them score. But
Oh, God, yeah.
I think they're very much struggling to stop us scoring. And I think we'll just score more than them.
We've got Ben Foster though.
We have.
Yeah. So now podcast news.
Yes. Go on, crack on with the podcast news.
I just skipped Notts County.
Yeah.
So good performance by the podcast in two charts this week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Number 2 in the Apple Podcast chart for football in Hong Kong and Slovakia.
Yes.
Weird.
Hello. Hello, Hong Kong and Slovakia.
You didn't learn how to say hello in those languages.
I was going to. I did look at it. I did look it
You
up.
can pronounce it.
I forgot it. Couldn't remember.
And also number 20 in the Apple Podcast charts for sport in Slovakia as well.
That's mental. I mean,
The whole thing's just mental.
yeah, it is. We still haven't had a number 1. We haven't been number 1 in a chart anywhere in the world. Number 2, we've been number 2 in Slovakia, in Hong Kong, in Indonesia, in Singapore, in Thailand, in New Zealand. We've been number 2 in lots of places. We just want one number 1. Just once.
Yeah.
Just once. That'd be really nice. Thanks. Make it happen. Anyone.
I'll let you talk about this because you're good with money and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not going to delve into it too much. I think it's something to talk about a little bit more at a later date.
Season, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. But we couldn't just gloss over it. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go back a minute. Just something I've just remembered. Somebody asked us on social media about the Notts County game.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was, so I'm very sorry. But it was something I didn't put in the notes. It was very last minute. But they asked, would you take losing against Notts County if it meant we still won the league, given the fact that they also might be promoted, and then we'd get all the backlash of playing them next season going, well, we were the better club because we beat you twice. If it meant we won the league, but would you take losing against Notts County at home? Bearing in mind that means we would have lost against them twice. No. So if you go, right, lose this game, I'll guarantee you'll win the league. Or choice 2 is roll the dice.
I don't know.
I don't want to lose against them twice. I don't. And I
especially at home.
I think we roll the dice because ultimately,
that's a horrible question.
It is a horrible question.
Who asked that question?
Because I don't want to lose against them twice.
No.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. So the financial statement came out this week, and a lot of people are going, "Ooh, this is bad." And I think we're just going to touch on it. We're going to talk about it in more detail in the future. Because we lost almost £3 million, which seems like a lot, doesn't it, for us living in our house?
A little semi-detached.
A little semi-detached. But I think for football clubs, it's a lot of it is to do with sort of player wages. We bought the ground back as well. I'm not sure how much that cost.
3 million? No,
there's there's a lot of stuff.
When you say you bought the ground back, what do you mean?
From the university. The university owned it, didn't they? So we bought the ground back. Our retail has improved by 400% based on the financial statement. It's one of them, I think, it doesn't include like the Disney money, the National League TV money. And it's one of them where you've got to speculate to accumulate, I think. All I would say to people, when they see the financial statement that we've lost £3 million, I would say it's not something to panic about massively.
I do think when people see like we've made a loss of that much, I think people go, oh.
Yeah, I know. Bearing in mind, Notts County are 14 million in debt. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. And as I said, I just wanted to touch on it it's something we'll talk about in a bit more detail in future.
Mm-hmm.
So some people who got in touch. Last week we mentioned TWS Sport Podcast. It's a podcast hosted by autistic students from Wolverhampton. And every week they interview. It's an amazing podcast, and we just wanted to shine a little bit of a light on that one. It's the only podcast we're going to mention on this podcast. But we mentioned it last week, and very kindly they sent us a message, and here it is.
Hi Ryan and Siân at Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast. I'm here at the home of Wolves, the Molyneux, and I just want to say thank you so much for giving the TWS Sports podcast a shout out on your podcast. Really, really appreciate it. So a little bit about the TWS Sports podcast. We're based here in Wolverhampton, and we're a podcast which is hosted by autistic students from a special school here at Wolverhampton, and each week we chat to famous sportsmen and women. We've had some great guests on, such as Conor Cody, Matt Letizia, Harry Redknapp, Sam Allardyce, Sir Clive Woodward, Nasser Hussain, Steve Waugh, lots of other great sportsmen and women. So the podcast is hosted by autistic students. So the podcast was set up to teach our students key skills such as communication, develop confidence, develop social skills. So each week they host a podcast and speak to our guests and do a great job. So we're up for a Sports Podcast Award, like you mentioned. So if you could head over to the Sports Podcast Awards and look at the Best Equality and Social Impact category and drop us a vote, we will really appreciate it. So please check out the TWS Sports Podcast. Thank you.
There you go. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
More people that got in touch. Matt Boswell, could I buy a shirt off you guys? Can't get one online if you have an old one.
Sorry, Matt, we're not a shop. No, sorry, Matt. We keep our old shirts as like memorabilia from days gone by.
Yeah.
So, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Tam Chim got in touch. It was quite a long email. I'll just read the first little bit. She said, I listen to your pods daily. Daily?
I love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. After I listen to them for news and entertainment, I re-listen to them. I re-listen to them for entertainment and eventually for relaxation. Every night I drift off to your conversation.
Are we that boring?
No, I don't think she means that. My favourite episode is episode 10, Siân's first away game.
Oh, wait until Halifax Town. It's going to be a hoot.
It is indeed.
Well, I hope so.
Carlo also got in touch to say congratulations on 30,000 YouTube views, which you got this week. Hopefully more will subscribe and enjoy your channel as much as I do.
Yeah, we are 13 off 500, I think.
Yeah.
We've got our watch hours, but we just need our subscribers. Yeah. So please like and subscribe.
Yes.
I can't pronounce this.
Johan Jones.
I'm a West Ham fan from North Wales who caught the Wrexham bug over the last couple of years and started going to games. I assumed content like this at a lower league level wouldn't be as good as there's less to pick from. But just wanted to say I've listened to 4 or 5 of these now. You're generally smashing it. Such good content.
Thank you very much, Johan. I appreciate that. Saffron. So this is regarding Mark Howard. I completely agree he does have a reason to be disgruntled, but from another angle, maybe with the transfer deadline looming, there was more of a worry that if Howard got injured, we might be in a bit of trouble. Maybe they didn't expect Ben to say yes, and had he have said no, maybe they would have brought someone else in to back Howard up. Anyway, Ben said yes, and he did a good job in the first game back. I think Mark is professional enough to see this as a good opportunity for the club. He does deserve praise, though. Has done a job for us this season that shouldn't be forgotten. Very much so. Yeah, also, totally. Just a quick one. I'm going to mention another podcast now. Yeah, what's going on here?
I know.
Yours, Mine, Away. So that's Mark Howard's podcast. Check that out. Have a look on YouTube for it. Check it out because there is a little bit where Mark and Ben are talking and he explains, and it's very nice.
It is. It's good to see.
Yeah, it is.
Good to see.
Anyway, just if you want to get in touch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, email me, the wife, and wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
Dragon Chat?
Oh, yeah. Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They do a weekly Zoom call on a Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8:30 to discuss anything that you want and have a chat with some really good people on there. If you want to get on that call, if you check the Wrexham AFC Facebook page on a Thursday, they release all the information of how to get on that Zoom call. It's amazing. As we say every week, it is really good. Failing that, there's a link to it down in the description. As I say, that's Thursday at 7 o'clock, and that's British time. So if you are in America, because there are some,
Not GMT, it's British time.
and there's people in America who obviously they join that call as well. So
Yeah.
you'll have to adjust your time accordingly.
So the bit that I've been waiting for all week, not quiz.
Yeah. So
And this week,
yeah,
I'm doing the quiz.
fun that, isn't it?
So whoever asked for this,
Yeah, quite a few people asked for this, to be perfectly honest.
I'm not happy
A
with
lot of
you.
people wanted Siân to do the quiz, which I said it's a very good idea. So
Now let's bear in mind, I'm usually quite rubbish with with stats and stuff like that. So if any of this is wrong,
yeah,
I apologise now. So let's get cracking. So there's 5 questions,
all right.
and the first
This
question.
is fun. I feel a bit nervous because I'm in this position.
Okay, you're gonna smash it. I know you are. So question 1: How many goals has Mullen scored this season? League games only.
34.
Yeah. How many goals?
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get this.
Yeah.
How many goals? You probably will actually. How many goals have Wrexham scored over the last 3 games?
3 games. Okay, so let's work this out. So Oldham was 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who we played. That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah. So who have we played? Who have we played? That's a terrible question. My memory has just gone blank.
I know how I feel.
So
every week.
okay, so we 5. York, which was 3, so that makes 8. And who was the other game? Where did we play? Have we played away? Did we play? Oh, it's because they're spread out. They're all Saturdays now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yes, it was away. Who was it? So okay, so we've definitely played. So we've definitely scored 8. Oh yes, I remember the game. It was, yes, who was it? It was one of them.
It was one of them in the league.
11.
10.
Oh no! So close.
Okay.
Damn you.
This is an anagram because I know you hate anagrams.
I do hate anagrams. This is horrible.
So this is somebody from Wrexham.
Yeah.
Team, not just a random person from Wrexham.
Yeah.
And the anagram is April Honk Nips.
April Honk Nips.
Yeah, so April
Yeah.
Honk, Honk,
Yes.
Nips, Nips. Who is it?
April Honk Nips. Can I see it?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
hang on.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll try and work it out in my head. Okay, let's go through the data.
There you go.
April Honk Nips. Okay, let's try and work this out. So, I think the key letter to remember here is the K, because, April Honk Nips. Callum McFadden. Okay, so we got, Anthony Ford, Ryan Barnett. Oh my God, who's got K in their name? So Paul Mullen, Ollie Palmer, James Jones, Andy Cannon. Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I don't know. I hate anagrams.
I know that's why I did it.
I know you did. No, I don't know.
Phil Parkinson!
Oh, you said in the team.
Well, he's part of the team.
Oh,
really.
that is to get lost.
I said Wrexham. I didn't say. All right.
All right, move on.
Right, question 4.
Yeah.
This is so good.
Yeah.
How many points did we finish on at the end of last season?
Now I'm gonna get. It's between 2, and I can't quite remember. I think it was either 88 or 84. Oh God, that's horrible.
I know, right?
88.
Yes. And question number 5.
Yeah.
When did Wrexham last lose a game?
So it.
You don't have to give me like the exact date,
Uh,
month and year or whatever.
I would say it was October the 4th. against Notts County. Oh, in the league?
Yeah.
October the 4th against Notts County.
Yeah, I don't know what the date is. I
do. October the 4th.
October 2020 against Notts County away. So
Right.
so you got you got 3 right.
3
out of 5.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
That was a decent quiz.
Thanks.
I'm all right with that.
I'm quite proud of that. Let us know how you got on with the quiz.
Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.